Hi there, welcome in. We're going to be doing a Lionsgate Twin Flame reading, talking to the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine and tapping into the union energies. So I have a note that was in my notebook here that I wrote down on June 11th, 2026. Well, all right then. This was a day before the new moon in Gemini on the 14th of June. And I wrote down, because I kept getting, and I've been getting it through for more than a year, but it started getting louder around this new moon in Gemini in June. The Lionsgate for Twin Flames channeled message was, this is a very pivotal time for Twin Flames. When I asked why, just why was it pivotal? Because, it's always a strong twin flame portal, right? It's a portal of consciousness and awareness and awakening. This every year, not just for twin flames, for everyone, but it's very strong for twin flames. And when I asked Spirit why this year, why it's different this year, they said unions manifesting in tangible ways for many. This just may be the largest collective influx of sacred unions to date. So, put a pin in that. Does this mean that if you're not in physical union, that your divine, your twin flame is going to show up? And so you saw I stopped myself there. I'm getting through lately that twin flames is twin flames. Divine counterpart is not a twin flame. Can be, wait, let me rephrase that. There's a differentiation. I don't know how to express it, but twin flames or divine counterparts are at the very least a very highly aligned, spiritually aligned connection, right? Different than soulmates. Soulmates are different than twin flames, vice versa. So that's been really hitting me lately. So I want to stop and get away from speaking like twin flames and divine counterparts are the exact same thing. Can you be on a twin flame journey, and if you're divine, if you're divine masculine or divine feminine, if your twin flame is choosing not to elevate at this time, does that mean, or can that mean that your soul contract has an agreement in it where you have a partner come in that is more aligned with you at that time for whatever reason? Could be to prepare you for the twin flame union. I am still one of the very few who believe, and I believe it not because I've read it, I believe it not because someone else said it to me, like a person said it to me or a mentor said it to me. I believe it because it was shown to me when I was like, well, what the hell is a twin flame journey? and Spirit took me into meditation, and I stood next to God and was shown how it all played out and why it was all playing out. So that's just ingrained in me. It's what I remember being shown, being told, and so just to make that clear for anyone out there. But I am one of the few who know that if you incarnate with your twin flame, and at least one of you knows that you're a twin flame and is on the awakening journey, that it culminates into physical union after all the work is done, right? Let's just put it that way. Anyway, a little bit of a rampage. So yeah, biggest influx of unions to date. Does it mean that you're going to wake up on the 8th of August in 2 days and go, oh, look at that, I'm in union? Physical union. You know, you've got to reach the inner union, the inner balance of masculine and feminine energies first and foremost. I am going to put that out there. Yes, some of you, that may happen. You may get a call on the 8th from your twin flame, and things just start the ball rolling. For most of us, I maybe not. I don't know. Do I want to say most of us? It could play out. Maybe synchronicities start picking up, telepathic messages start picking up. However, you know, everyone's experience of the journey is going to be different, right? So, just want to move on to the reading. We're going to just tap into the Lionsgate energy for the collective twin flames that I am channeling right now. My goodness, the cards are all over. So we do have the eclipses this month as well. Those are definitely helping out these unions, helping us step into, you know, mainly divine feminine energies, male or female, it does not matter, stepping into their light, you know, stepping into the role of light worker, healer, whatever, you know, they've agreed to be here. Holy moly. I'm sorry, Luna. They just kind of like flew in her direction. What do we got here? Oh, oh my gosh, there's so much. I'm only going to take the one that flipped up, though. I'm not going to take the ones that remained hidden. So let's see what we have here. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sag. We've got the new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. A lot of blues here. I love this. And the full moon in Gemini. So that was a new moon. Was that a new moon? That was a new moon in Gemini on June 14th. This says the answers you need are coming. So, I mean, I love the blues with the exception of this fiery magenta that's, you know, getting going here. This feels like, you know, like Jupiter and Leo right now. Jupiter is expanding whatever you're focusing on. So make sure your focus is on what you desire and not what you don't want, right? Yeah, I want to say for there could be some twin flame connections out there that are handling, facing some very personal issues like in the family right now. So if there's been a pause in the energetics, just, you know, put a pin in that. Clarity is coming. You know, what you've been wondering about, you're about to receive the answers. You know, we are still, this is the final hours really of Mercury's post shadow after he stationed direct from his retrograde, right? So tomorrow is the final day, which is the 7th of August. So there's still some energy out there that's keeping things from moving forward. It's interesting that the post shadow ends right before Lionsgate, so it's like all the delays that have been going on, and then the Lionsgate like kind of opens it up. Like it's a gate, it opens up, and the lion just roars and rushes through it. So like that visual. If you have, you know, issues that have absolutely nothing to do with your twin flame, or like so you think, everything has to do with the twin flame journey. If you're on a true twin flame journey, every part of your experience, every part of it, the family dynamics, the career choices and successes and failures, so-called failures, um, the friendships that come and go, all of it is serving the twin flame journey. And whatever questions you have around your union or your counterpart, you're about to get illumination on that. So where do we want to begin? We want to begin with, thank you, we want to begin with the union energy, and then we'll take a look at how the divine masculine and how the divine feminine are going to be showing up in that energy. All right, give it over here. Divine masculine's cards over here. Phone over there. Waiting for a call, but I wasn't gonna sit around and wait all day and do nothing. So got some recordings done. Got to run to the store. Let's go. Relax the back, relax the shoulders. If they're up here, bring them down. Feet on the floor. I can't do that because I'm really short, 5'2", so I shrunk. I used to be 5'4.5". So my feet don't even. If I put my chair down so my feet hit the floor or go flat on the floor, my table would be up here, so I can't do that. Oh my goodness! Look at the vomit of cards. Look at the vomit of cards. There's a lot going on. Ooh, I did that smoothly. Look at that. Look at that. There's a lot going on in the union energies. I do know from the readings I've been doing, did I put that in right? Yes. That the divine masculines have been going through a great deal. If you've been following along, you know that. If you've been, checking in with your own inner masculine, you know that. There's been an awakening. There's been an acceptance, an allowance of the feminine energy to come in and soften things up, right? Soften up some rigid mindsets, soften up belief systems. There's been a lot going on, and that was just proof that it's been a lot. It could still be a lot. We've got the Four of Cups here coming out. So there's a little bit of disappointment here. Some old energies. I'm hearing old energies. A Nine of Coins. Oh, this feels really personal. I just had to look at the timer to see if it was actually rolling and I saw 1333. It feels really personal. That's interesting. Ten of Coins. Yeah, family issues going on here. Family dynamics playing a role. Self-worth playing a role. The Fool. On a new journey, very clear about where they're going to be going, but something I feel like this needs to settle. There's dust that needs to settle first. Queen of Swords. Done with the old shit, done with the bullshit, done with the High Priestess. Divine feminine energy coming in strong here between both the counterparts, trusting the intuition, trusting the higher knowing, trusting that this path that you're on I'm hearing is the right path. It is the right path. certainly wanted to show them out. Yeah, there's 5 of coins, but there's just this. I'm going to clarify that in a moment. I want 2 more cards out first. I want to see who is. There's the Ace of Cups. Yeah, I feel like both counterparts. I don't have to clarify it. I feel like both counterparts are dealing with some self-worth issues around this connection. Am I worthy of this divine love, this great love? Do I have what it takes? So I feel like we've been there before, right? I probably should have gone back and watched last year's Lionsgate message to see how far we've come, and I still might do that and discuss that on the Twin Flame Lives zodiac readings that I'll be doing, hopefully on Saturday morning, the 8th, or somewhere around there. I'm really hoping. That's a lot. So yeah. Oh, look at that. Yep. So we've got the 9 of Cups, the Star. We got both wish fulfillment cards here, and the 2 of Wands. So this is there's the ask. You know, the 2 of Wands is the prayer, the ask, the wish that you're putting out to the universe. This is what I would like. The 3 of Wands is the waiting for it, the watching and pay attention to signs and synchronicities while things move around in your life. All 3 of these are about prayer, wishing, having hope, maintaining hope. There's a bit of uncertainty with this 2 of Wands, not quite sure how it's going to play out. Yeah, because you may have had dreams and visions in the past where you thought exactly how things were going to play out, and it's just not, hasn't been that way yet. I want to say the word yet, because I feel like you just haven't experienced the where you're getting to. Yeah, does that make sense? It's just wonky how it's coming through. It's kind of coming through sideways here. But yeah, definitely, you've been wishing and hoping and dreaming and asking the universe for this beautiful Ace of Cups. But you know what? Part of why it's not here yet is because there's this maybe holding on to the past, disappointment, holding on to I just lost it. Self-worth issues. Thank you, Spirit, for hitting me inside the head there. Why don't I do that? Put them in the wrong spot. So yeah, and for some of you, that could be, this, what you're dealing with, this family dynamic may have dulled your sense of security, inner sense of safety. You've got to feel safe within yourself, male or female, before anyone else can enter your life, whether this is a twin flame or not. If you're not safe, feeling safe within yourself, you're just going to keep gravitating toward and pulling in those soulmates that are contracted with you to show you where you're not safe, and where you're giving your power away, and where you're giving your energy away, and where you're not believing in yourself, and where you're, you get what I'm saying, right? I know you do, because you've been there, done that, So we're cutting all of that out. All of that old belief system's been cut out. And now the counterparts know the truth. They know the truth. Both of them know the truth. They know the truth of who they are, that they're on this twin flame journey. But I just feel like right now at this Lionsgate, because we have Jupiter and Leo, Jupiter is like megaphone broadcasting, what we're identifying with, what versions of ourselves we're identifying with, especially when they're versions of ourselves that are no longer, they're way past their expiration date, right? So that feels like that's what's being broadcast here. And there's just this, oh my gosh, look at how much you both want this Ace of Cups. You wished it, you prayed for it, you dreamt about it, you said manifestations on it, you spoke binary code, light codes on it, about it. You did everything, but yet when you feel it coming, when you intuitively know it's coming, there's this clenching still of, am I worthy? Or at the very least, there's these opportunities that are being presented to you to show you, or to even ask you, are you sure you're ready? Because it's coming. Are you sure it's ready? This isn't masculine or feminine. This is the pair. This is the one consciousness I'm talking to. Yeah. Talk to me about that Five of Pentacles, Spirit. Why is it showing up right now? Right before this Lionsgate, or for this Lionsgate 2026. Why is it showing up? Eight of Coins. Yep. Death card, transformation, 10 of Wands, taking responsibility for choices we've made, taking responsibility for doing the work and letting go of the past, because here's the Wheel of Fortune. It's time. That's why this is showing up, because it's time for these wishes to come true. Next is the Three of Wands. Your ship's coming in, right? You've done all the work. You've gone through the transformation. Both of you have. Whether you believe that or not about your twin flame, it doesn't matter. You know, they haven't just been sitting there with their thumbs up their asses doing nothing. Even if it doesn't look like it on the outside. Energetically, if you're doing the work, let me tell you, that filters through the cord, and it shifts them. If you're doing the work for the right reasons, for your own growth, and not to bring in union. Because I'm going to tell you, if you're doing it, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to heal this, so I can be in physical union with my twin flame, it's not going to work. Not going to work, guys. Absolutely, positively, 1,000,000% not going to work. Mark my word on that. Okay? But the wheel is turning in your favor. And here we have the favor. The Nine of Cups, the Star, the wish granted. Here you go. Many of you are going to be handed this physical union. Just handed it. I know that sounds kind of backwards from what I just said. The thing is, this journey, you know, a lot of us say it's a hard journey. And it's not easy. It isn't. But being as far on my journey as I've been, 20 plus years, 22 years, if not more. I mean, since the day I was born, and since the day I was, you know, incarnated, really, that where was I going with that? Just lost it. Yeah, it's not easy. But looking back at it, I can see for myself all the ways that I made it so much harder on myself than it needed to be. But you know what? I no regrets, you know, because if I needed to feel what it felt like to push against something, then I was meant to feel that. Right? I was meant to experience everything that I did on my journey. Still am from here on out. But it was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of ego deaths, not just one, multiple layers of it, until you got down to the final layer. I still feel like I lost my train of thought. There was something there. I hope I said it. I hope I got to it. I don't know, because I'm also channeling. So, where you want to go with this? Anywhere here, Spirit? Yeah, there's an identity shift here still going on. There's a sense of needing to detach from the identity of an aspect of your journey, of your twin flame journey. That's how Spirit wants me to say it. All right, so the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords got something to say. She's got her sword up there with this scowl on her face. What say you, Queen of Swords? What are you cutting out here? You're very clear. The intuition is gotten very clear. There's definitely been a shift. Definitely has been a shift in the connection. What do we got here? The Queen of Swords, Three of Cups, and Page of Swords. Okay, so the reason why she's looking a little miserable, so some of us still have third-party energies that are, I'm hearing the word dictating the twin flame path right now. But I want to say it's being cut out. Queen of Swords cuts it out. It could be cutting out the belief around the third party. You know, everything, all readers, talk about the third party. Could be, a person, a wife, partner, husband. The third party is anything that draws, look at this. A third party is anything that draws yours or your divine masculine or divine feminine, whichever one you don't resonate with, draws their attention away from this connection, away from themselves, away from whatever draws their attention away from this love, this grand love. All right? So that's being cut out. I've been feeling that for a really long time, that type of energy. And that could be a job, it could be an addiction, it could be a parent, a sibling, kids, friends, a wife, partner, that kind of thing. It could be all of that. It can also be our own thoughts, our own rigid belief systems. Didn't I mention that here earlier? Something about cutting out rigid belief systems. If I didn't say it here, I said it somewhere else. But yeah, so that there's a new understanding and awareness around what third party is and was. Even you, let me okay, this is new for me. It's just filtering in. So it might resonate for you, it might not. I'm just bringing the message through. What I'm hearing that, so even you, me, our thoughts and our belief systems could have even been a third party energy that was shifting the focus or the attention off of ourselves. That makes sense? I'm not sure if that made sense, and I'm not sure if that came through correctly, but so we typically think of a third party as something being outside of us, outside of this connection. It could definitely be inside the connection. That's how I want to say that. I like that a lot, actually, because that there's truth and clarity around that now. You know, maybe there's been some pointing the fingers and blaming the other, but there's a recognition of looking in the mirror and going into the heart space, and you know that they are me in another form, right? Same consciousness. Go by a different name, look a little different. Some don't. I mean, I know over the years that my hands have started to look like my divine masculines, and some of my facial features, you stand us next to each other, and they look very similar. So, and they didn't, either they did in the beginning and there was not an awareness, there was a veil, I guess you could say, that prevented me from seeing it, or it just has, we've just both morphed into, like, looking alike. Like, I don't know. That's new for me, so. I almost wore that. Who wants to go? I got my hand on the divine feminine energies. Let's take a look at your energies, my darling. I got my twin point Kundalini quartz sitting next to me here. There have certainly been Kundalini activations in the last month as well. Ooh wee baby. Ooh, okay. Welcome in. Hello. Guess who's in the room? All right. All right. Be nice. All right. Divine feminine. Walking away from responsibilities. No longer carrying the load for this connection anymore. I love that so much. I know that's been me over the last, I don't know, year or so. You know, in the beginning it was, you know, helping him, holding space and all that. You know, yeah, I still send love, I still send light. But I don't know. If I feel there's resistance coming from him, I let him deal with that on his own. And he's doing very well. Thank you. So, yeah, divine feminine, walking away from taking on other people's responsibilities. No longer, like I said, no longer taking responsibility, whole responsibility for this journey. And look at that, Queen of Swords with the Three of Cups, cutting out the belief of a third party. So part of me wants to say that there's a lot of us that have reconciled with an outside third party being a part of this journey with you and your twin flame, because we understand that there's a past life connection there as well. So love, if your twin flame is married, love them, thank them, because you would not want to be with your twin flame going through their awakening that they've got to go through. That's why they're with another. They're with someone who it wouldn't destroy. And if it did, it didn't matter. I know that sounds weird to say, but they don't have the emotional, the spiritual bond connection that you guys... I've always said this, and I know I've said it in other twin flame readings. Speaking of my journey, is I wouldn't want to have had my twin flame with me when I went through the darkest nights of the soul. No way in hell I was not nice. I was deeply fear-based. It was, I mean, he started it all going. He lit the fuse on everything that I needed to heal, thankfully. But then he checked out, which is exactly what he was meant to do, because I needed to do that on my own. He needed to go through his healing on his own with his partner. So there were past life karmic contracts that needed to be sealed up and taken care of, and that's his wife. I know of the past life that I have with that we both have with her, and so this is like cutting out, number one, cutting out the third party, cutting out the control we allowed that third party, the belief that we had that gave them power over us, right? Power over this union. Cutting all that out. Oof, boy, I feel like my back is like just no. So the divine feminine is very empowered. Spirit saying, it's okay, that's enough. All right. I felt like I needed to clarify that, and they're like, no, you're okay. All right. So the union, there's the ask. Here's the Three of Wands. Here it comes. It's coming. It is coming in. Again, there is no time up there. We got to remember that. And down here, it's just an illusion anyway. When it's in alignment, it will come. Where's the divine feminine? What is she working on right now? If anything. Okay. Queen of Wands and the Hierophant. Her worth, her value. Maintaining that. Creating a new connection. For some of you, creating a new connection with the divine within. Some of you divine feminines may be in a committed marriage, a connection that maybe you're just waiting for things to be finalized there. Yeah, don't think that the divine masculine is only the one that gets married on this journey. So I know a lot of divine feminines. Well, again, I know more that have not, but where their partner has gotten married. But there are divine feminines who have contracted to close out some karmic cycles with getting married. So, but this is, what she's working on is just her faith, her belief in herself, her belief in this, like returning. Like if you've lost your belief and your faith in this journey along the way, because it can be hard. We make it harder, like I said, on ourselves than it needs to be. This could be the return of that belief in that knowing, that just that inner knowing, really leaning into faith. Four of Cups. Yeah, I'm hearing some of us are getting bored. Well, sit with it. Sit with it, divine feminine. Look what's coming. I'm telling you, this Lion's Gate is high octane. Wheel moving in the direction where, got the Wheel of Fortune here. Wheel moving in the direction of union here. I do want to see what this Four of Cups is. Ooh, I've got full body chills. I don't know if you can see them, but woo, my legs are tingling. And if you're sitting there going, yeah, Mary Jo, you've said that before, or I've believed that before, or I felt that before, and nothing happened. Again, I'm going to say, don't forget, time is, it's soon to spirit, could be 20 years for us. You've got to be good on your own. You've got to be solid on your own. You've got to be centered, grounded, confident. For a lot of you, this is, this journey, the main lesson was about your self-worth and your confidence, having faith in yourself in another body, right? The first time I said that to myself, I felt my brain broke. And that's a lot of this journey, is breaking the brain, breaking away from what we've always been taught about relationships. Twin flames are here to change the template of relationships across the planet. It's no small task. And let me tell you, it takes time. Okay? It takes time. Look at that. Some of us could be still, and like I say us because I have to catch myself. I say you guys a lot. I got to put myself right out there with the rest of you, because there are moments, even in days, where I'm like, oh man, I really wish he was here so I can talk to him. The thing is, I forget that Ace of Cups is right there, and I can just tap into his energy. I can look in my mirror and tap in through my eyes, tap in through holding my hand on my heart. Your wish is here, but are you allowing yourself to see it? So there could be still some, you've forgotten maybe, who you are. Ooh, chills again down my legs. Divine Feminine, I know the journey can be daunting, but just keep your spirits up, keep focused on you, keep focused on, clearing out of your life what no longer serves, you're not settling for anything, for sure. I noticed here that there's only, the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant, the only two major arcanas. So Twin Flame, or Divine Feminine rather, you have done a great deal of the work already. The major shifts have already occurred for you, but the shift that's occurring now is the shift in your faith. Okay? Like raising the bar on that. Raising the bar on that. Saying leave it there. I like that. All right, Divine Masculine. Open it up to the Nine of Cups. So we got Nine of Cups here for the Divine Feminine, Nine of Cups in the Union energy. Let's see what comes out for the Divine Masculine. Where is the Divine Masculine? Help me here. Where is the Divine Masculine? They're softening. There's this feminine energy that's awakened within the Divine Masculine. There's that softening. I like that. Oh, wow. Okay, we got... Oh, okay. Oh, well, see, now he's going to have... He or she. I say he because my Divine Masculine is the one who's helping me with this. But the Divine Masculine has got three major arcanas. Woof. As soon as they opened their heart, as soon as they tapped into their... and allowed their feminine energy to be noticed by themselves, wow, the power they stepped into, the karmic lessons they recognized, the transformation that occurred. Holy moly. They've been going through it. There's the Two of Wands there on the bottom of the deck. So there's the ask. putting that order out to the universe, that request. Yeah. Slowly but surely, they're rebounding. I'm hearing they're rebounding. Realizing that it really, like I said, it looked a lot harder when they saw the divine feminine going through it. It looked a lot harder. That's probably why a lot of them resisted it for a really long time. But once they got into it, it wasn't as hard. They knew that, you know, through the guidance from the divine feminine's energy, you know, and it was now awakening within them. They knew that all they needed to do is just take the next step. That was it. They didn't have to take the next 10 steps. It was just the next step. One step at a time. Slow and steady wins the race. Yes, that is true. You know, with the Ace of Swords. They've gained some clarity here. We've got Wheel of Fortune on the table 3 times. I absolutely love that just came out. Things are shifting. There's a shift in consciousness. There's a shift in awareness. I know it's really the same thing. But this is big for, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are major arcanas. I told you the divine masculine energy was going through shit, man. And there's the Ace of Swords. They have been given back, or they have grabbed onto their sword of truth. Universe has brought it through, and they said yes. Yes to this journey. Yes to the work that needed to be done. Yes to the dark nights of the soul. Yes to the clearing karma, to the understanding who and what was a karmic energy in their lives, and learning that they are much more powerful than that karma. You know what? I don't know who said it. This was something I heard. I'm talking like 10 years ago or more. It's just coming in my memory that when in tarot, the only thing that trumps the devil is the Strength card. It's your inner strength, your inner light. Because the devil's not real anyway, right? We just give it too much credit. We give it too much of an identification. I like that. Thank you, Spirit. All right, Divine Masculine, what else here? We got the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. Oh my gosh, the cards are just like going all over the place. Queen of Wands, look at that. Empress, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've got this. So here you are, Divine Feminine, shining brightly, sitting brightly, confident. They're watching you. I want to tell you that they're watching you right now. Those who are coupled in a marriage or a partnership, a legal partnership, are walking away from. I have a burp and a sneeze that wants to come through at the same time. Not going to happen. Pineapple. They're walking away from traditional forms of relationship. They've got their eye on you. I just keep hearing they're watching you. Not stalkerish, you know, but they're taking their lead from you, Divine Feminine. Oh, this Divine Masculine is really excited. They're I want to say proud of themselves for the recognition that's been bubbling up and boiling up within them. That's interesting. I like that. But they're watching you elevate. This is like, you know, here she's the Queen of Wands, and then the next step is the Empress, and she's, you know, Divine Feminine. You're there. They're recognizing that. They're also recognizing that within themselves, right? the divine feminine rising within themselves. Give me a little bit more on this Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Walking toward the Empress. Allowing the feminine energy to nurture them, to soften them, to lead them. So is there balance coming in is what I want to ask, you know. Talk to me about that, Divine Masculine.
Sorry, Luna.
Nine of Wands. It's been a hell of a road, but they're successful. Yeah, there's the Nine of Cups. So we got Nine of Cups all the way across the board here. They are watching you. Page of Swords. There's definitely some cyber stalking, maybe, or just, you know, I got someone saying watching you in your dreams. So I like that. Communicating as well. Yeah, this is the Divine Masculine is walking away from any karmic energies. They may have done a lot of work, mother healing, energy healing. You know, what they were shown by other feminines in their growing up, but walking away from that, doing the work, putting the time in. I'm hearing putting the time in, clocking the clock, you know, punching the time clock every day, putting the time in with this work that needed to be done. Definitely coming out of a dark night of a soul. A great collective of them are, I'm hearing. Mine as well. That's what he's just confirming. So thank you for that. But yeah, being successful. Yeah, they're not ashamed of congratulating themselves, celebrating their wins here. They're taking any win that they can get because they know it's just one small step at a time, right? Taking all the wins I can get. There's a lot of cards that want to come out here, so let me hang on here. Yep, there could be reconciliation for those of you who have been in union before, physical connection or relationship with your divine counterpart. That's not what I want to say. See, I've got to watch myself. Divine twin flame, divine masculine rather. They've had a wake up call. They've reconciled with themselves. They reconciled with a lot of their past energies, their past choices, their past deeds, and they're taking the second chance. It's like they're reaching out and they're accepting this Ace of Cups from the universe. They're accepting this Sword of Truth from the universe. A lot of major arcana over here. I knew it. I don't like to pat myself on the back, but boy, I'm not. It's just like I could feel it for myself, for my own connection, without even, you know, having a physical conversation. All my conversations with him are telepathic, and I know he likes to withhold some information because he doesn't want me to worry, and I can appreciate that, but that's also where he's underestimating my intuition. But it's just love. It's just what love does, right? He remembers. I thought I heard something fall. I guess it didn't. Union. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. What do you want to say to the divine feminine right now? Anything? Yeah, he's not fighting it anymore. The inner conflict is he's taking care of the conflict. He's taking care of the conflict. Just hold on, be patient. The new journey is coming. We do have the full in the union energies as well. I feel like right now, where I said where the divine feminine has carried the energy of this connection for a really long time, way too long, right? This is where it feels like now she's got full body chills. This is where the divine masculine is stepping up in their feminine energy. It's like there's a new appreciation for the journey that you've been on, divine feminine. I feel like I've said that to you before in prior months, maybe even just last month, within the last 2 months at least. But they're recognizing just how hard it's been for you, how hard it's been for you. They want. Okay, thank you. My divine masculine is coming through to let you guys know that your divine masculines, it has not been easy for them to be away from you physically either. Okay. Don't think that your divine masculines over there are having a heyday, because you're only assuming, especially if they're married, you're only assuming that they're happy. You're only assuming that it's a happy marriage. And you're saying, well, why are they still in it? Because they know they've got to work through it one stinking step at a time. And every step that they take builds them. It strengthens them. It encourages them, right? But there's a new journey. There's a weight. You may just sit and meditate, talk to them, be with them. There's some healing that still needs to be done, but this whole journey is being healed. Okay? This whole journey is being healed. I want to say, did I already say it? Here we go again. I want to say, if I haven't said already, that yeah, I don't have the 10 of Wands over here. Do I? No, I've got the 9 of Wands. They are taking responsibility. So if I said that already, forgive me, but I'm reiterating through my divine masculine's message here that this collective divine masculine energy that I'm channeling, that he is assisting with, is coming through and saying that they are taking responsibility. They are doing the healing, because not to be in union with you, like that's that push, yes, but they've chose their own growth. They've chose to not live the same energy, the same day after day after day after day kind of thing. For many of them, I'm hearing it was, in the beginning, it wasn't a choice, which I think they're saying that divine feminine, I think you can relate to, which I can personally. It's like you're on this journey whether you want to be or not, because believe it or not, your soul agreed to be on this journey. And those of you who say, well, I don't want to be on this journey, maybe you're really not. I mean, I'm just going to put that out there. But then it becomes the choice. You're like, you know what? Yeah, I want to see where this goes. I want to see who I become because of this. I want to see who I become, who I am, whom I'm remembering I am as. Does that come out right? I don't know. In spite of whatever the 3D-ness of things look like. So that's come up twice. So talk to me about the 3D-ness of things. There's Leo energy, there's Lionsgate energy, sun, happiness, joy. This consciousness, this awakening is trickling into the 3D life as well. Yep, things are balancing out past life, fear, putting an end to any kind of fear-based programming, lower energy programming. I like that. Got the Tower that wanted to show itself. Talk to me a little bit more, just real quick. A couple more cards here. Yeah, there we go. Look at the major arcanas. Divine feminine had 2. You've done the work. You've done the work. See if I can get them all in my hands here. Is that all of them? Hang on. Nope. Okay, let me see. I'm going to put them in. I'm going to fan them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. They're right at the end of a cycle. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love that so much. I need a bigger hand. Come on, baby. I need your big hand. Okay. There's one hiding there. Look at that. 10 major arcanas. We go from, you've got the Fool, and we've got the World. The first major arcana and the last major arcana. And look at all the work that they've done. Look at all the work that they've done on themselves. Embraced their feminine energies, transformed, found their magic, woken up, kicked some karmic ass, dark nights of the soul, reconciled, had their ass handed to them on a silver platter. I remember that from a few months ago. They have been through it, but they have come out on the better end of it all. It has been a journey. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling that. I am loving that. Let's get a couple final messages collectively from the Keepers of the Light. Keepers of the Light Oracle. I haven't used this in a long time. Who is guiding? Who's got a message here? Lady Portia, Divine Order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. A lot of Divine Feminine energy. I'm feeling that. I love that. Divine Feminine has been on the rise. Let's get one more from this deck. Look at that. Another Divine Feminine. Very powerful Divine Feminine energies. Diana, focused intention. Very focused. Very focused. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Yep. Oof, I like that. And from the Soul Coaching Oracle, final messages of guidance for those who resonate with this. I know maybe you're not in this particular twin flame, wave of twin flames that I'm channeling, and that's okay. Commitment and energy, yeah. So we've got a 10 and a 17. So 10 is, a new cycle beginning. Really stay committed to seeing this journey through, right? And I wanted to say your commitment is raising in frequency. The energy, the plasmic energy, the cosmic energies are swirling around us at all times. These eclipses are playing a hand in a beautiful role in uplifting all of us. I just feel like there's, look at these hands. We have the back view and the front view. We've got them coming and going. Like mirrored. Like back to back. I don't know what's coming through here. But look at the hands. Total surrender. It's time, guys. I don't know who of you out there are coming into union. If you want to share, you can do so privately, because we do have to remember that these unions are very sacred. So walking around with a neon sign is not going to cut it. There's none of that, okay? There's no putting it on Facebook and socials and all that. You gotta, not to treat this as a 3D relationship as you may have done in the past. So if you feel like you want to have a conversation about it, please don't do that in the comments. I'm putting that out there. If you want to have a conversation from one twin flame to another, then email me at divinemessenger717@gmail.com. We can have a conversation. We can hook up through Messenger. I was just shuffling this deck just to put everything away, and we've got the Ace of Cups there and the Magician. Yeah, knowing that you are worthy of love, that you have that love is the power that fuels you and that fuels this connection. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. So I'm going to leave that there, folks. Thank you for joining me. Those of you who are new, welcome in. Appreciate that you're here. For those of you who have been with me for a while, I appreciate you as well. So, all right, guys. Big influx of energies for this Lionsgate. It looks like the partners are ready. The twin flames are ready. The union is definitely ready. There's a little bit of a tweaking on the worthiness, knowing that you're both deserving of this. I gotta tell you that I didn't have a lot coming through, like Eight of Wands. We don't have a lot of that communication. So right now things might be a little silent, but we got to remember, as I'm recording this, Mercury is still in his post-shadow phase. We've got one more day to go. So this just for shits and giggles. What happens after the 7th? Mercury, King of Wands, action. 6 of Coins, reciprocity. So something coming together. With the energy that you've both put out and into this connection will return to you. So that could be communication, that could be telepathic communication, whatever. It's but I did notice that there was a little bit of the silence going on in that union report. So but it won't be for long. There's a reason there's been silence. There's been a shit ton of work being done, and you should be very proud of yourself. Be proud of your twin flame, yourself in another form, because you've done it. You've done it, guys. Celebrate that, all right? All right, I'm going to leave you there. I love you. We'll see you next time. Happy Lionsgate.